Good morning, Floss Tube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Saturday. It is the 19th of March, and this is Chart of the Week video number 128. Welcome. How are you? It's been a couple weeks since I did a video. We had market in there, and then getting home and getting ready for market open house, and trying to get everyone's orders out in a timely fashion. So it's been a busy couple of weeks, and I apologize for my absence. I know I said I was hoping to do a video while I was at market. Our room was just too dark. We were going to go to the grocery store and get, snacky food and stuff when we got there. That never happened the entire time we were there, so a video did not happen because I was going to buy light bulbs when we were at the grocery store. So I apologize. I had good intentions, but they just didn't happen. Let's see. What else do I know? I'm not going to talk about market in this video. My plan is to get up tomorrow morning and make a video from home before I start cleaning the house in preparation for the miniature tornado to arrive. So that's my intention. If I get up and do it first thing in the morning, it will probably happen. And I will discuss market and my experience. I know you probably are all tired of hearing about it. So, if you're not interested, you don't need to watch. But I did have a good time. A lot of you asked, wished me good luck and hoped that we had a good time, and we did. So, but I will discuss all that in that video. For today, we're going to talk a little bit about the last video, which was a Barbara Anna design, and the question of the day was whether you had ever stitched a Barbara Anna design. There's a lot of you who have either stitched one or have it in your stash to stitch. There's a few of you who aren't interested. She does do a lot of Halloween designs, and I know a lot of people aren't necessarily into Halloween stitching. But I do appreciate you going and looking at her designs and becoming familiar with her, because she does very nice designs, and there's usually something for everyone. Her Snooty Parrot, if you don't like Halloween, her Snooty Parrot is a beautiful sampler. So there's a little something for everybody. Let's see. I had a few questions or comments that I wanted to address from the last video. I feel again, it's been 2 weeks, I feel very out of practice. If you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. So I have some comments, questions that I thought I would address. There's a gal named Linda who likes to stitch on soft fabrics, but she stitches mostly on Aida and even weave, and she wanted to know who I would recommend that has soft fabrics. There is a line of fabric from, I don't think it's a Zweigart fabric. They're called, I get them from Wichelt, so they're either a Wichelt or maybe a Zweigart. I'm not sure which. And they're a very soft Aida. There's like a Latte is the name of one. Cafe Mocha is another. Rain, and they're a very soft Aida. And then pretty much any of the over-dyed Aidas are going to be softer because they go through the process of dyeing, and that takes away a lot of the sizing or starching that they do. So any of the over-dyed are going to be good. And the same with most of the even weaves are softer. Jobelin is softer than Lugana in my opinion. But there's more choices in Lugana, but it's still a softer fabric. So I think any of those would work for you also. Caroline, her interest has been piqued by 40 count, And I want to encourage everyone again that if you're thinking that you might want to try, not necessarily 40 count, but say you want to go from Aida to an even weave or a linen, or go from 28 count linen to 36 count linen, you can do it. 99% of you can do it. It's a matter of mind over matter, letting your eyes adjust and giving them time to adjust, and good lighting. You might need to add a magnifier or a stronger pair of readers. I wear 4.0 readers in order to stitch. But you can do it. Don't let the number scare you away. It's really not, like I said, unless you're doing 45 count, in which case, yeah, just take your sheets off your bed. But otherwise, I think you can do it. I'll be right there cheering you on if you want to try it. If you don't, that's fine too. You know, if you're not going to enjoy it, you're not going to stitch, and I'd rather you stitch. So you do you. Lori, you asked if 40 count comes in even weave, and yes, it does. To the best of my knowledge, the name of it is Verdal, V-E-R-D-A-L, and to the best of my knowledge, it's only available in white, unless a person who dyes fabric has dyed some. And I believe the only one, as far as I am aware, the only one that is dyeing it is Black Cauldron, I think. And I vaguely recall picking up a yard of 40 count Verdal at market. I don't have all my fabric out yet, and I don't remember seeing that one. So it could be I just imagined it, but I'm pretty sure I picked it up. So I'm going to have to go looking for that, because I haven't seen it yet, but I still have some fabric that I haven't got in the computer. So, so yes, Lori, it does come in 40 count. When I looked at it, I thought it looked pretty tight, but a gal that was walking by me, and I don't know if she was working in that room or just a shop owner, said she can't stitch on 40 count linen, but she can stitch on the 40 count Verdal. So I'm going to have to try it and find out before I can give my opinion on it. But I hope that answered your question. Kate Bradley asked if I have Barbara Anna's Spellville in stock. I know it's a couple weeks later. Yes, I do. I have 2 copies of it in stock if you're interested. And the website is turned back on now. I know it was off for longer than I anticipated, but the problem is I have no way to keep, like, people that pre-ordered, until it's paid for, it's still in the system as available. If I had turned the website on sooner, people could have purchased those items that were already spoken for. So I had to leave it off longer than I anticipated, because it took me longer than I anticipated to get everything ready and everyone contacted, and to give them enough time to make their payment. So, but it is turned back on now, so everything's good. Caroline, work in progress, asked if we have gift cards. I do. I don't think you can buy them online, but I do sell gift cards. It actually, a gift certificate would be it's not an actual card, it's a sheet of paper. But the answer to that question is yes. And then I think that's all for the questions. So, shall we start with today's chart of the week? I went with, there's a plethora of choices right now, but again, I'm kind of hampered by Floss in stock, because I ordered right before I left for market and got an order in right before I left, so that I would have it for market open house. And then I ordered right after we got back, when I had kind of the most popular charts in front of me and could figure out what I needed to order. So I have orders into all 3 of the big companies, the Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks Dye Works. but I haven't received any of those orders yet. So I'm still somewhat hampered because a lot of floss has gone out the door in the last week. So I'm kind of hampered by what I have in stock. But I wanted to choose something that was really popular, at least with the people that ordered from me. And that would be Let Love Rain from Teresa Kogut. This is the last copy I have. I have more on order. But these were one of the first things that sold out last Saturday at the market open house. And I thought I was completely out, and then I found that someone had hidden this in amongst some other things. So I was glad to find it. But that's what the entire piece looks like. It's really pretty. It is a lot of brown. And so when I was choosing fabrics, I kept thinking, oh, that's too much brown, too much brown, too much brown, when I was putting it on different fabrics. And it calls for, let me give you that information. It calls for Grandma's Slip by X Design, 40 count. Stitch count is 294 by 390. So on the 40 count, your design is going to be about 14 3/4 by 19 1/2. So she's a big girl. It uses predominantly DMC and 2 weeks dye works. And I did a conversion to over dyes just for my own purposes. So this is the color palette right here. So you can see it's a lot of browns and golds. Just the one blue, one green. Well, I guess there's this dark green too. But that's your color palette. So when I was looking at, and I've never seen that Grandma's Slip. So I just had to kind of imagine and look at the picture and see what I thought it might look like. And to me, it kind of looks like flax or something like that. It's got to be dark enough so that you see this white around the flowers? It's got to be dark enough so that shows up. But if you get too brown, then it just kind of is like way too much brown for me. It might be fine for you, but for me it was way too brown. So it was a harder one for me to find fabrics that I really liked. Hopefully you'll like what I chose. In this book, this book retails for $20, and in the book there are these other two designs also. There's this one and this one. So let's get started with some fabric. Like I said, looking at that picture, I would say it looks kind of like flax. What I have here is a fabric called Mallow, and it's kind of like flax. It's got a little more brown to it than flax does. I didn't think the white showed up, and it's not really white. It's 712 and 644 are the lightest colors, but it had a little bit more color to it than what the flax did, and I thought the colors showed up better. There. And I think that would look fine. It would look kind of like the picture on the front. But let's say you don't like that one, or you don't stitch on 40 count. I have what is it, 14 count beautiful beige, Aida, but it's just a beige. And it would look like that. I got some 36 count Legacy that I thought it was okay on. You guys will have to tell me what you think. You can't go too light because then these won't show. Can't go too dark, these won't show, and dark brown just tended to all kind of blend together. It was not easy. I said that last time, I think, too. This is Cafe au Lait. This is a 40 count. It's just a light creamy color. And I think that would do well. It's one of my favorite fabrics. It's just a very nice neutral. And then, you know, trying to find something other than brown, I decided to go with some gray-blue kind of colors. So this is 36 count Boston from Seraphim. And I thought that could work. What do you think? I got a car that just parked right out front and is shining light right into my eyes. So excuse the glare. So I think that could be very pretty. Then I have, the rest of these are all pretty much kind of the same color, just in different counts. This is a 32 count Stonewashed, which I can't remember is either a color in cotton, maybe? Maybe? Looks like that. It's kind of a mix of a light blue with some beige in it. Sandy colored beige, and I think that would be really pretty. This is a 32 count, no, this is a 28 count Lugana. This is from Fiber on a Whim, and it's a new color to the shop called Silver Fox, which I really like, the color. And then for you people that enjoy stitching on Aida, Mystic 18 count Mystic Gray is, like I said, about the same color. So it gives everybody kind of a choice of the same color but different fabrics. And then I was going to just hold up my this is my conversion. So you can see it kind of looks pretty much the same. I just did to overdyes so that it had a little movement. Kind of broke up some of that brown. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was really, really beautiful in person. And you could take, you know, it's a what I would consider a band sampler. You could just, you know, if you're not a big sampler stitcher, you could still just take one of the bands and do a band and do a drum, or look at this one would be really pretty if you just stitch that up. You could take bits and pieces, like, you know, these individual little pots, or this house with the You could take this tree and put it on this side too and make a little pin cushion. You know, there's a lot of different things you could do with this other than stitch it as an entire sampler. Just saying. You don't have to love samplers to like this. So anyway, I know if I keep talking, I'm going to start talking about market, and I don't want to do that in this video. So, question of the day or week, however you want to look at it. One of the things that I had mentioned that we were going to get to do for the first time was stop and go to an antique store on our way down to Nashville, and we did get to do that. We stopped in Columbia, Missouri, and went to an antique store called Artichoke Annie's. And Lori and I, you know, there were 4 of us. Lori and I like antiquing, and Doreen and Stacy do not. So Doreen and Stacy, bless their hearts, sat in the car while we went into Artichoke Annie's, which I might add was 30,000 square feet of antiques. So we were trying to hurry through, but it's 30,000 square feet. And after 2.5 hours, Doreen came in and she said, "Are you guys about done? Because it's getting hot out in the car." It happened to be a really hot day that day. They were getting hot and bored, and they were ready to go. So we only made it about halfway through, and that was with us hurrying. Normally it takes me about 4 or 5 hours to get through the brass armadillo, and it's much smaller than 30,000 square feet. So I thought we did pretty good getting through half of it in 2 hours, 2.5 hours, sort of, kind of. Found some treasures, which I will show in the video tomorrow if you're interested. But anyway, we also got to do a little bit of antiquing while we were in Nashville, well, Franklin. I wasn't as impressed. A lot of they used to have a lot of nice antique shops, and a lot of them have gone to more modern decor items and less antique items. And the one that was completely antique was very high priced, like out of my price range. There was a sampler there that I wanted, but I didn't get it. Anyway, so we did go while we were in Franklin, and then headed home. We ended up having to stop due to weather, so we stopped again in Columbia and spent the night. And when we got up the next morning, we heard there was ice in, I am getting to the point here, just bear with me. There was ice in Kansas City, which we still had to get to. And so Doreen, who was driving, decided that we would wait a couple of hours until it had time to kind of melt off. And so she said she was willing to take Lori and I back to Artichoke Annie's and let us shop for a couple hours if we wanted to. And of course we wanted to. So got a few more treasures and headed on home. So all of that is to ask you, who of you likes to antique or junk or garage sale or estate sale or, you know, thrift store shop? Any or all of the above. Just kind of curious. Are you like Lori or like Doreen and Stacy, who not really your style, or Lori and I, who were totally and completely enthralled by everything we saw while we were there? And with that, again, if I keep talking, I'm going to start talking more about the trip and market. So, and that's not what this video is. I think people watch this for a quick in and out kind of thing. So I will let you go for the day. The shop is officially open now. People could come in, so I might as well finish up and I will see you next Saturday, because I'm back now. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, I will see you next Saturday. You take care until then. Get a lot of stitching done. Bye.